What's up, 5 Minute Church family? Pastor Rob here once again, and I want to come to you talking once again about habits. I don't know how long I'm going to go in this, but once again, I want to talk about the habit of prayer. And something that God has really been stirring in my heart is I want you to pray to be used. I want you to pray for impact. And this last weekend for my church, which this Devo is actually for my church, but there are some people who aren't a part of the church who watch it. So if you're not a part of my church, Oceanside Community Church, at our board meeting this weekend, I gave us the word go. I talked about this idea that we as a church throughout this entire next year, our mission and our mindset needs to be not on being in this room, it needs to be being outside these walls and making impact and going out into our community, going and serving, going and making disciples. Our heart and our goal is to baptize more people at our church this year. We want to have an impact. We want to make an impact. And something that I really feel like God hit me with in this last year is you say you want to make an impact. You say that you want to have influence. You say that you want to do all these things. You have big dreams. You have big goals. How often are you praying for it? How often are you pursuing me in it? It's one thing to think it. It's one thing to want it. It's another thing to actually pursue it. And I've been reading this book that my wife bought me called Upside Down Church. It's by Greg Laurie. Really cool story about his church, Harvest Christian Fellowship. They're the ones that do like the Harvest Crusade and all that sort of stuff. And he was talking to believers who want to live an upside down life, who want to be different than the world that they live in. And here's the question that he posed. He said, will you ask the Holy Spirit to stir your heart to answer the desire of Jesus? Will you pray, Lord, use me? Lord, use me. When's the last time that we simply just prayed, Lord, use me? I don't know about you, but a lot of my life is focused on me. A lot of my life is focused on what I want, what my desires are, what I want to do. And I can want to have impact, and I can know that I need to have impact, and yet my life and my prayer life reflects such a different thing. I find myself praying a lot for health. I find myself a lot praying for God's blessings and for God to show up in certain situations. When's the last time that I simply just sat down and went, God, Lord, use me. Lord, use me. God, I want you to use me to impact my neighbors. God, I want you to use me to impact my friends who don't know you. God, I want you to use me, my heart and my mind and my whole being is open to whatever circumstances you want to put me in, where I can make an impact for your kingdom. And so church, as we talk about this idea of habits, as we keep pursuing these habits that are not just 2022 changing, they're not just, check the box, here's my New Year's resolution to pray more. No, these are habits that are gonna change us forever. If our goal is an intimate prayer life with Jesus, maybe I think we should approach the throne more often and say, God, I'm ready to be used. Lord, use me. That's my challenge for you this week, church. And be careful what you ask for, because God might just use you. I love you, and I'll see you next week. That was 5 Minute Church.